I'm calling it right now. Next week, he better not be on the depth chart for the quarterbacks. I'm serious.
Sabrina.
He shouldn't be the backup. They better get Alex shot up with whatever they need to shoot him up with. If you have to bring in a specialist from Chicago or another country, you get Alex ready because Dwayne better not step on that field to start nothing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Spikes and Heels. I'm Gwen.
I'm Sabrina.
And up in flames every time.
Show him your shirt, Gwen.
It says, here we go again. Up in flames. All our hopes up in flames. There's a little window open still, but this could have all been taken care of weeks ago had we not blew that Giants game. Then you come, whenever we have our own fate in our hands, this is what happens.
And I feel like this. I got a rant to say. Everything was set up perfectly for us to win the division today. We needed the Giants to lose to the Ravens. The Giants lost to the Ravens.
And we needed the Cowboys to beat the Eagles.
The Cowboys beat the Eagles. Great. All we had to do was beat a sub 500 team at home with the playoffs on the line. We came out looking like hot garbage. That's a perfect shirt that you have on right there today. I was so I was literally infuriated. I was like, Sabrina, they ain't paying you no money. Stop being so upset. I was angry because they played like they had no idea what was at stake. I'm sure they wanted it, but I could not see it whatsoever. I tried to give Haskins the benefit of the doubt. That man, I don't know what he was looking at. It didn't look like he could read defenses. I don't know who he was throwing to at times. He was overthrowing and underthrowing and had the happy feet. I am frustrated. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm calling it right now. Next week, he better not be on the depth chart for the quarterbacks. I'm serious. He shouldn't be the backup. They better get Alex shot up with whatever they need to shoot him up with. If you have to bring in a specialist from Chicago or another country, you get Alex ready because Dwayne better not step on that field to start nothing. And then put the other guy, Heineke or whatever his name is.
Six-pack. That's what I'm calling him, six-pack.
Six-pack.
Yeah.
Put him second string. But what's his name? He does not be nowhere in the picture. Call Joe Theismann or Sonny Jurgensen to start before you call Haskins. I'm so tired of this. I'm tired.
Sabrina.
I'm frustrated today.
Sabrina, let me just jump in there 1 minute, Fanny.
All right, I'm done.
Okay. Starting off a bad week because of the hotel thing. That left a bad taste in my mouth. Now you show up today playing like this. We can't say that we didn't see it coming. We know the boy couldn't put up points. But he just looked terrible beyond terrible today. Now, let me just digress for a minute. Once the first half was completed, I would have brought Heineke in starting the second half.
They waited too long.
Wayne had already proven that he wasn't going to do it, right? Yep. Why do you give him 3 quarters and a half, then you bring in Heineke? He didn't have enough time to do what he could have done. I would have loved to see Heineke come in starting of the second half. Mm-hmm. This is why I resort back to coaching riverboat wrong. You have, as a coach, you have to make decisive decisions. And with the playoffs on the line for him and the team. But at the same time, you have to be smart at it. If I were the coach, I would have said, you know what, Dwayne, you had your shot. Let me let six-pack take it from here. You know what I'm saying? And that would have been a major improvement, Sabrina. The boy only had a half of 3/4 of the fourth quarter, right or wrong.
Oh, absolutely. If they had
about coaching, the way that he coaches, like you said a couple of weeks ago, in your mind you go, what is he doing? I would have with the playoffs on the line. I would have definitely, this was a golden opportunity, like you said last week. You know what I'm saying? Everything happened to set us up for a win this week. We didn't win. Ollie golly. Now we got to go in Philadelphia and pray to God that the Eagles are still imploding.
Yeah, because they're out now. They're eliminated. So they're only
Which means they don't have nothing that's able to take us out.
They could go for it on 4th down every drive. And it wouldn't matter. Just
they're going to put the big boy in the punt and run it back. The defense still held them, you know, down to a certain amount of points. Like I said, the offense has to be ready to go. And we can't wait 3.5 quarters to get it going. If it's not moving by the halftime, I say try somebody else. Mm-hmm. Haskins is not the key. We've been discussing this week after week after week. Maybe he left some of his energy in that hotel room with them strippers because he sure didn't bring it on the field. You get what I'm saying?
And I feel like Ron Rivera left Haskins in as long as he did because he said, I'm with all the people that saying, give him a chance. You got to give him a chance to prove himself. He did that. He did that. So now it's nothing they can say.
Guilty. I just generally like a young, fresh quarterback.
Okay.
I do. And I wanted to get him to get more opportunities to play. He just can't. He was great at a collegiate level, and that was it. I was having a conversation with my brother, and he brought up the Jameis Winston as well. Jameson Winston. So Sabrina, you was dead on with that one. My brother said the same thing. He didn't even see the show. Mm-hmm. So I digress with all the, you know, it is what it is. We still have a chance, but I feel like this every time.
And I feel like next week, you know, if we win, we're in. It doesn't, we don't need somebody else to lose and all that. As long as we win, we're in. But I'm telling you, I'm calling it Haskins. I do not believe he's going to even be on he's not going to be on, he's not even going to get a chance to go in. It's not going to be possible. Alex is going to be in that game, or what's his name, Heineke? He's going to be ready.
He's back.
He's back. He's going to be one of them. It ain't going to be Dwayne.
Wow. Got home and went, what the world? When I saw that score, I'm thinking, what happened? And Sabrina had to go through this. It happened. I'm like, you know what? But we've given him, we have exhausted every measure to help this kid. He has had the opportunity to lead this team into the playoffs for the first time in how many years?
Many.
To be divisional champions, and he didn't do it. The only word on my mouth now is next. Somebody actually has to be ready to take the helm and take the crew to where they need to go. I love making Chase captain. Best move. Everything around this kid, they doing right.
Yes.
Everything around this kid. This kid is a phenom.
Yes, he is.
And I love it. And that was the best move. Take it from the one that don't know what he's doing, and take it from the one that's not responsible, and give it to the ones that's performing. He's a rookie Pro Bowler. Mm-hmm. Come on, Beanie. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, great, you know, and maybe he can motivate his boys. The defense is locked. I had to even take my head off to Darby and Fuller today. They was the best they could. They can't catch and deflect every ball, but they was over it. So I'm even content with leaving them there. I need a safety. I need one new safety. So what we need to draft for is the safety and the quarterback, and get that line moving. You know, but those are the good takeaways. There were some good takeaways. I see the future, Sabrina.
Yeah. And I'll say this, Chase's play, I think Chase caused the fumble or something, and then we got 3 points off of it. I think that was the turnaround that kind of at least tried to get us back into the game. And then they brought in six-pack, as you call them, and we was coming back. If they had called him in earlier, I think we would have had him. But
we would have had him. We ran out of time. We would have
ran out of time. And let's talk about one quick thing. There were 2 very questionable calls in the game.
My God.
Yes. One of them was huge to me. Well, the first one happened in the first quarter. Haskins threw the ball. They said it was a turnover or whatever. It was not. But the biggest thing was when the other team fumbled and we recovered it and ran it back. They're going to talk about where they had called the whistle. They called that whistle so fast, it was like if you blinked, you would have missed it. He was still in the motion of running. Nothing was down. We recovered that ball and they took it away. So that's 7 points right there. It's so many things that went wrong in this game.
But this is why you don't leave the game even to the refs. This is why you play. You don't leave it to the refs because they're gonna hit or miss. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This is why you play and you get yourself there based on your talents. So that is why let this go. This will teach this. I hope they wake up. I got this guy in my life. I think he the football guru. I'm sorry. And he was like, Gwen, think about this. I don't even want the Redskins to go to the playoffs. I said, are you crazy? Why wouldn't you? He said, because if we don't go, we'll get a better draft selection. Being in the division and if we go to the playoffs, that's gonna put us higher up. And I say, man, you never turn down an opportunity to play in the playoffs and to be divisional champions.
Yeah, that's different.
But what is it going to gain us? We're going to lose in our first game we play anyway. We don't have a quarterback and we don't have a line.
Okay, well, sis, my thing is this. I think we talked about this last week. If
we didn't get this deep in it. Yeah, we talked about it as far as with the Jets winning that one game. Because they had first round, we had first pick.
I think that's something you don't give up.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't lose that. And as a matter of fact, speaking of the Jets
they won
today, which now the Jets are 2-14, 2-13, which means they're not in the first place for the
Jacksonville
anymore. Yeah. So I don't know if that was too good, but as far as us, no, if you can make the playoffs and win your division, no, you don't tank on that for a draft pick. That's stupid.
Exactly.
No,
the way we do our draft picks.
I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm not being kind today. I am fired up.
As you should be. And I expect more from Haskins. I can't. The sum of this young man's life can't be the last week, but it shows that he is not the one for us.
He's not.
He needs further development. The commentator was even saying, if he would just stop and wait and look and read, he can make better plays. It just seems like he's just on his toes, on the go all the time. That does not make a great quarterback.
I don't see him as a starter anywhere. I don't think it's a Washington thing. I don't think he has what it takes. I don't.
Okay.
Like I said, please.
I'll have what it takes so I can receive that. Everybody can't be the quarterback. I get that. You know what I'm saying? Look at Logan. He was a quarterback, but when he got to the NFL, they said you'll do better as a tight end.
Yeah,
and you can.
Yeah, and like we've mentioned so many times before, he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
So it's taking nothing away from that. You know what I'm saying? But you talking about quarterback play, I ain't seeing it. I'm just not seeing it. Anyway.
I'm done with this part.
And we just wanted to also mention that if Washington should lose next week, which we hope to God that does not happen, but if they should lose, then either the Cowboys or the Giants will win the division, and they actually play one another next week. So next week is going to be serious. It's going to be.
So whoever win that game, if we lose, and whoever win that game wins the division.
Yep. So
you mean to tell me them Cowgirls is still in the running?
They still in. If we lose and they win, they in. Girl, can you imagine the talking that we would hear?
Sabrina.
Girl, they would never stop talking. Never.
You know what? I'm going to turn my phone off this time. How about that?
I ain't turning nothing off. I'm just don't want to hear it.
I couldn't. Sabrina. Yep. Let them how they acted already.
Mm-hmm.
And now I got 7 calls since they won.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I haven't heard a blip out of y'all in a month.
Here they come.
Here they come.
Yeah. So we got to win that. If we win, we in. It'll be
even if we don't, God forbid we don't win, the Giants got to beat them. Okay.
So we'll see.
Woo. So just to wrap up the NFC East, the Cowboys beat the Eagles and the Giants lost to the Ravens. So the Ravens did us a solid. They needed us all. They did us a solid by beating the Giants, because had the Giants won the day, they would have won.
Yeah, that would have been it. Well, it wouldn't have been it, but they would have been in first place for now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they Ravens did us a solid. We couldn't hand them back the clap. You know what I mean? Crazy. And staying within the NFC conference, the Seahawks beat the Rams today, so they're third in the playoffs rankings behind the Saints and the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a great game because they were vying for first place within their conference. They were playing a divisional rival in the Rams. So Russell clinched last week, so he's just setting his stuff up to have better seeding.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's going to be a great one.
And the Rams dropped to 6th place.
They did
after losing today. So now they have dropped quite a bit. And then in the 7th seed is who? The Bears.
They got in.
The Bears are 7th right now. So as long as the Bears win next week, they're in. So
wow, this is shaping up.
I'm getting a little nervous.
Now let's get to the AFC. My boy Lamar is in 6th place. If he could just hold out and win next week, the Ravens would be in the playoffs. Yes. Man, I'm telling you, this AFC playoff is going to be worth its weight in gold. You have Kansas City that can clinch home field advantage.
Yeah.
You got who's second? The Steelers. Mm-hmm. Then you have the Ravens up in there. You have the Bills up in there. This is going to be a shootout.
Yeah, and I'm looking at my little list here. It's funny because the Colts dropped out of playoff contention today because they lost to the Steelers. And the Colts were leading in that game. They could have won, but they messed up. And so now they're out of the picture right now. So they got to win next week and they hope somebody else lose. This is the interesting time of year right here, y'all.
Because if you want it done and you got it and you need all that your help, you need to put 1,000% into the 110% into the game. And sometimes you need a divisional team to beat somebody else, or you need somebody you normally wouldn't root for to beat, a team, because you need all the help you can get right now. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
And we're still in the AFC, and we mentioned this earlier, but the Jets beat the Browns. We mentioned that. And now the Browns are, is it last? Yeah, the Browns are in the 7th seed spot now. Now, I told you last week, the Browns are my heartstrings team. Where they pull on my heartstrings, I want them to win. So Browns, get it together. You lost to the Jets. Browns, don't turn into the old Browns. Get it together. I want them to make it, and they're in 7th now. So
I would love for them to make it. That would be because that would let you know that is a strong division, the AFC North. Mm-hmm. Because 3 of their teams made it out of 4. So the only team that didn't go out within that division is the Bengals.
Yep.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be some great football.
Yeah,
I'm so glad my boy bumped up to 6. I think 6, he kind of in a good place. All he got to do is beat. I told you the Ravens got to win out to get in, and that's just what they do. They did. Mahomes, of course, clinched home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Yeah. So probably gonna see them in the title game. I mean the AFC conference game.
Yes, and the NFC, I think it could be anybody really. So. We just
Brandon, don't even come with that. Bane.
What? What?
Who gonna be in that? Who gonna win our conference?
Anybody.
Sabrina.
It could be the Packers, the Saints, the my brain is hitting the Seahawks.
Them the only 3. Don't even try. Them the only 3. Them who the other 4? Us.
Look at my list. It could be the Buccaneers. You never know.
Sabrina.
Yes.
Name the other 3.
Let me look at my list. No, it's not going to be Washington. Maybe it is. I shouldn't say that, but it's not going to be the Rams and it's not going to be the Bears. So it's going to be one of the top 4. The Packers, the Saints, the Seahawks, or the Buccaneers.
I ain't got the Bucks doing it.
I don't either, but I'm saying I'll give them more of a chance than the other 3.
And we can't get it together because we got to give Rivera to coaching 101.
I don't think he did a bad job.
The minute Haskins threw that 4th interception, he should have been out. The dude turned it over 4 times in the first half. What was you waiting on?
Listen,
you thought it was going to change after halftime? I would have let him run one more, and then it would have been done. Like, you're not producing this game, dude.
I agree
with you. Get out of there.
I agree with you on that.
So I'm not hollering at Beanie. I just get loud.
You ain't hollering, right? We good. We all understand each other. We all good.
That's my baby. I love being there. But Sabrina, come on now. That's bad coaching.
That one
against your rival team. Your team is supposed to be gun hoes blazing to get these dudes for you. And
I agree.
You coach like this.
But what you just said is it. These players are supposed to be gung-ho to get this game for you. It's the players. He should have pulled Haskins sooner.
I would have choked the daylight. Remember how Sprewell choked out that coach back in the day? I would have been up, and it would have been a reverse reaction. Come on now. And I've been Haskins' biggest cheerleader, right or wrong. Yeah, but when the playoffs on the line, I'm done. I'm this big. I got this much patience. Produce.
Yeah, and I think that's why I say it's bigger than coaching, because It's like the team players just came out like they were asleep. They were sleepwalking. They were
all like that strip party.
They were nothing strip party except the one. You know what? We are a mess today, y'all. I'm sorry.
Oh,
we just.
Chase was the only one to act like he even give You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He so deserved that captain's title. Cause I applaud that decision.
Yes, we do. Yeah, thank God for him.
He gonna get them other ones pumped up. You need to pick somebody on the offense to get that line blocking.
Yeah.
Put some sandwiches on the other line. If I was the quarterback, I'd be like, look, all the money I got, y'all can have half of it. Y'all block and we get to the playoffs.
Man, they will never miss a block for the rest of their life.
Yeah, half of my salary broken up between how many positions on that 5. If y'all block and keep these mammals off me, you can have half of my salary. That's how I would just. It'd be like, shh, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it moving. Whoever blocks me the most or keep them off me, I'm buying everybody Maseratis. Like what? It would be something, Sabrina.
Right.
You have to have some kind of incentive. God forgive me. I got caught some slack from that comment I made about him on our quick response.
Oh yeah.
But it just shocked me because I think, in my opinion, we have the worst line on earth, and I know we don't. I know we don't, but it feels that way because when I see that line concave around our quarterback every other play, it feels like we do. So I apologize. Congratulations to the big man, but
right.
I can name 10 other people that should have been in the Pro Bowl selection before him. But Ollie Golly was done is done. He need to thank his mama, and like I said, his prayer life must be on 10.
And his talent from God that he plays.
You know what? Anywho, I wish he could disperse it a little bit, just a little bit on that left side. Good night. Something need to change on that line, Sabrina. We're not going to go nowhere. And let's be real, we're not going to switch out 4 people. So we need to get the right combination is there and maybe switch out, get 1 or 2. We got a lot of cap room. You can use that money in all kinds of ways. But it's unread because you got 3 people playing below their pay. Because once their little rookie contract is up, that's when we're going to be in trouble. Because Chase going to want top dollar. McLaurin going to want top dollar. You know what I'm saying? So you better utilize it now and get the most that you can, more bang for your buck out of this draft.
Yeah, my father, it's so funny. My father and I were texting during the game, and my father texted me, they need to get this Bama out of here. I said, oh, Lord, when you pull out their words, this ain't good.
It's crazy, Sabrina. I don't know what was going on during that game. I'm done right now. I need a day to get over it. I need a day to calm down. I need to rethink. But I'm telling you, Sabrina, he, like you said, and I 100% agree with you. I don't even want him on the death charge next week. Come up with something. Pull somebody off the practice squad. Put Logan Tom. I would take Logan over Haskins at this point. I'm done. I have no more words.
So before we go over the playoff picture and run down the teams, do you think we're going to win and beat the Eagles next week? What was that?
Yeah.
You say yes?
We have to.
I say, my only concern, my only hesitation from saying yes is because Jalen Hurts is their quarterback, and we do not do well with quarterbacks that are very mobile like that. If it wasn't for him, I would give you a solid, we're going to pull it out.
How did the Cowboys take them out today?
The Eagles are hurting, so we should beat them, but these are kind of games where we normally
the games we're supposed to win, we lose, and the games we're supposed to lose, we win.
I'm going to say we're going to win. I agree with you. We're going to win.
No, Sabrina, go with your gut because you seem to be on it more than me. I want us to win. I'm not even going with what's on paper. I'm going with my heart now because that's what they need. They need to play with their hearts. We have an opportunity as a young team. And maybe that's why they didn't get the significance of the moment because a lot of them are young. Maybe it's their lack of experience. I don't know. But I promise you, Sabrina, they need to play with their hearts next week and get this win and just get that next step, get that banner up, and then we'll be okay. But this was a gift from God, you asked me. How a sub 500 team get into the playoff period?
I don't know. But so we're going to see. We both said they're going to win. I said it kind of grudgingly. We're going to see.
And if we don't, I want everybody to say, Gwen, you was right. Because that game that they blew it with the Giants, I told you that's going to come back to devour us. Because had we won that game, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. We would be like we was last week. Who cares? Deuces. Can't say that now, Jack.
So they better win. And I was just thinking about how they practice I saw footage or shows or whatever, little clips of them practicing, Washington practicing on Christmas Day. I was like, oh, we're going to be ready this week. We practice on Christmas.
Bye.
And we came out and looked like we were still practicing. I don't know. Anyway.
Something happens in Sabrina. Maybe something happened in the locker room. Or maybe there's some type of division that we don't know about.
I honest to goodness thing. And I promise you, I'm not trying to pour salt in the wound of Haskins. I think him and his poor play, his off the field stuff hurt this team. I think it hurt their focus, their morale, all of that. Because when Six Pack, as you call him, came in, Heineke came in, we were moving down the field. I'm like, what's this here?
Gordon, everything. Hitting targets, everything.
Ball coming out real nice and crisp and pretty much clean.
What was this dude? And I'm thinking, what was this dude? Why did they even go with Haskins? They should have made man. See, this is why God would not allow me to be a coach right in this moment. Because I would have been like, you know what, Holmes, I done gave you all season to produce. I know you ain't gonna do something. I'm going with Six Pack this game. If he don't do something the first half, I'm gonna bring you in, okay? I would have reversed it. I would have started with Six Pack, and if he didn't produce them, I would have bring Haskins in. I wouldn't even give Haskins. With that off the field antics he did last weekend, it would have been that on top of everything else. I wouldn't even give him an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? But Ollie Golly was done is done. I'm not a coach. I gotta live with it. But good night, Irene. Girl, you know I got so many choice words right now. Jeez.
Well, keep them words away.
I got it, and I'm trying to pull it in.
All right, we're gonna go away from here. We're gonna look at the playoff picture.
It's hard
because that's what counts at this time of the year. Okay. So in the NFC, we have the Packers in number 1 seed, who they would get the bye, followed by the New Orleans Saints, the Seattle Seahawks are 3rd, Washington right now today is 4th. We'll see what happens with that. The Buccaneers are 5th, the Rams are 6th, and the Bears are 7th. But the Packers are playing somebody right now, so who knows if that could change or whatever. I don't even know if they're winning, but as we're recording this,
this count double check ain't gonna blow it. When he smell the playoff, he zones in. Mm-hmm. So I got them being 1st seed.
Yeah, I think so as well. And we're gonna move to the AFC real quick. We have the Chiefs, as Gwen mentioned, in the number 1 seed, and I believe they are locked in. They are
locked. They have home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
That's right. And then the Steelers are 2nd. They were in the lead for a while there, but they dropped off. Still number 2, still great. 3rd place, Buffalo Bills. Congratulations.
Good night, girl.
Yes.
Way to go.
And the 4th seed is Tennessee Titans. 5th, Dolphins. 6th, Baltimore Ravens. Yay, Gwen. And 7th are the Cleveland Browns. So.
Hey, Sabrina.
Yay, me. Yes. So we'll see. Next week is going to tell the story about what happens. Next week's show, we're going to be the real fired up, real happy, real something. I'm looking forward to next week's show already because this is going to be it. Next week tells who goes to the playoff and who doesn't, period, for everybody that's in the race. So I'm looking forward to it. So to a man, to every person that you talk to that's ever played for him, played around him, they say Coach Rivera is the best coach they've ever played for. So it's something to his madness or whatever you want to call it. If we just keep it up, maybe we'll go somewhere. I don't know.
Sabrina.
I like Coach Rivera.
The dude too nice. I'd rather him flip that switch. He could be nice. See, Sabrina, that's you too. You nice, Bean. Even in your football, you nice. But it's
Rivera as nice.
Girl, bye. Okay, everybody love him, but he ain't got no championships to show for. Well, they hate Belichick and that dude blinging out. Everybody says you're nice when you're the nicest person I ever met. But when it comes to football, I don't have no cut cards. This is about winning. Mm-hmm. I want a championship. We've been 30 years. Come on, Sabrina.
But like you said, let's end on a positive note, right?
The positive note is this.
Huh?
I'm positively.
You positively what?
Going to knock on somebody's door or beat somebody up next week if we don't win this game. I'm positive you're going to be mad at somebody. I'm positive that they should have Haskins sitting on the bench holding that clipboard.
I'm positive of that too. What I was going to try to say is be positive is that let's end on a positive note in that.
Sabrina.
Like, listen now, like you said, we move it in the right direction. You see the future. You said that.
Okay.
Right? I see the future too. It's looking good. We got to add the pieces. And if we keep on this road, maybe we'll get somewhere positive that we want to get to. But
even if you add them pieces, if you make these calls, it's not going to work, Sabrina. It has to be the perfect storm. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a trifecta: defense, offense, and the good coaching. Special teams play a huge part in wins, and people don't understand it. And what was that fiasco he did? Let the ball go if you can't locate it in the air. There's nothing wrong with letting it bounce. I would have rather have had the ball on the 20-yard line or the 2-yard line than for them to score 6 points. Come on now. I'm tired. I'm tired.
Yes, we all tired, man. We better win next week is all I can say. 7 days from today, we will be real happy or real mad, and we're going to find out.
Mm-hmm. And Chase alone gives me enough in my heart to calm down.
If we just, I think, let's put it like this. If we keep the defense we have and just build on a little bit and just have an average offense, we would be contenders pretty much easily, yeah, because if we just had average quarterback and average offensive play, we could have won a couple more games just this year.
What was McLaren? Was he not playing today?
He was hurt. He was hurt. And so he's potentially able to play next week. Of course, we won't know until later in the week, but we need him.
Hurt, busted, bruised. He better get his hind parts on that field next week.
Even if he's just a decoy, you know what I mean? Just having him out there makes a difference. So.
And now do you understand why I'm suspect about them being honest about that leg?
About Alex's leg?
Yes. He's out another game.
Yeah, it's bigger than what? So you think it is the leg that he got surgery on?
Yeah. Definitely.
All right, so everybody, that wraps up our hostel show for today. So we're going to be back later this week with Football for Beginners, talking about special teams and explaining playoff seeding. Yeah. So if you know anybody that doesn't understand playoffs or special teams, or if you want to understand those things better, come back later this week, Wednesday or Thursday, and we'll have a show for you. And then next week, Sunday, Monday, we're going to have the post Week 17 playoff discussion show. So stay tuned, subscribe, like all of that so you can hear what's going on. All right. I'm Sabrina.
And I'm Gwen. Have a great week. Stay safe. Be blessed. Love someone.
Bye.
Bye.